Well, I'm here in Ashland again. Pretty neat place. I got a ride from the Canada border with another hiker, Hendrix, to Eugene, and I picked up some new shoes at the REI there. Same brand, the Brooks Pure Grit. I gave the other ones a pretty good thrashing, so these will hopefully get me the last 300 miles. And going from here to Chester to finish up the piece that I missed. Here's a little spot that I missed when I skipped the section from Chester to Ashland, the Oregon-California border. Feels a little funny going southbound, but welcome to California. Just a little bit further to go for me. Probably about 2 more weeks on trail. Check out this sunset. Pretty great. That, I believe, is pretty distinctly a mountain lion print. You can see the way the back paw has that 3 pad. I don't think dogs are like that. That's a cat print. Pretty spooky. And there's some deer tracks just ahead of it. So I can kind of figure out what was going on there. Stalking. So, get a nice view here to show you what I'm up to now. It's October 13th, and basically I was in Canada on October 4th, 5th. You might remember in mid-August, or I guess early August, I got off trail for 2 weeks for a family vacation out of Chester, which is just past the halfway point. So from Chester, I flew out of Reno, and being a little bit worried about the weather, I was planning to do maybe like a flip-flop where you hike halfway from the south and then go up and hike down from the north, meet in the middle. But that was right when all these fires were going in Washington, and all the southbounders were having trouble getting out of there. So I ended up deciding to jump to Ashland, which is right in the beginning of Oregon, just because that would still allow me to finish the trail before it got too cold in Washington, and I would be kind of in the same hiking bubble I was in before. But now, I caught a ride from Manning Park to Eugene, Oregon with another hiker, and then I caught a Craigslist rideshare down to Ashland, and now I'm hiking from Ashland south to Chester to finish that last section. As you can see, from Chester at 1334 to Ashland, it's about 300 or 400 miles. So far the weather's holding out, and it's pretty nice. It was actually probably in the 90s yesterday. Northern California is still hot, and the water sources have been okay. So I'm in Syed Valley right now, 3 days into this trek basically, and I expect you know, another 10 or 11 days I should be in Chester. Just these few stops here. And then that'll complete the entire PCT for me this year. Well, it's dry and pretty hot. That sun's beating down. But it kind of has a beauty to it. There's some big birds flying. I bet I'll probably see another eagle. I think Northern California is where they're at. Well, I'm out here walking through the Marble Mountain wilderness on the way into Etna. And it's been hot and dry, but the water's been alright. Pretty nice little stream here. Staying at the hiker hut here in Etna. Pretty cozy little spot. Not much happening in the town, but that's kind of good. This is the Trinity Alps Wilderness. Today was the one forecasted day of rain for last week and this week. And it dumped this morning, but cleared out for tonight, hopefully. Alright. I'm here at a little spring on the trail. And wanted to show you a little thru hiker trick here. So, you can see there's a decent bit of water. But the problem is, how do you collect it in a usable way in whatever bladder or bottle you're using? So what I've got here is wrapper from a bar. You could also use a big leaf if you can find one. And you just need a little spot like this where there's a tiny bit of flow. Put that down. Maybe get a rock or something to hold the end down here. And get that water to flow out and over where you can get something under it. So I managed to fill up this bladder just above 1 liter by holding it right under there like that. So, good trick, and you'll almost always have a bar or some wrapper handy, or a Ziploc bag. You could even collect the water in a Ziploc and pour it into something else. But that's a good one for those of you planning to do the trail next year. I'm out here in Northern California. It's October 18th. And I'm trying to clean up these miles from Ashland to Chester. I'm almost to Etna, or I just left Etna. I'm almost to Dunsmuir, which will be about 200 miles left to Chester. So I'm trying to do minimum 25 miles a day, which are pretty big days. There's less than 12 hours of sunlight now, and a laying in bed last night, just for whatever reason, really wanting to be done and go home. And then I get out today and I'm hiking, and it kind of reminds me of Yosemite a little bit. Just the trees and the sunset I had tonight. I met one other guy who's still out here hiking in Etna. He's finished in Dunsmuir, so got like 2 more days of hiking, and then he's done, and I'll have whatever, another 7 days. But I'm getting some time in my own head, kind of figuring things out. Well, I've been hiking closer and closer to Mount Shasta, and it's been in the clouds. It's been rainy yesterday and the day before, but there it is, popping out. And I think it's got a fresh powdering of snow. When those clouds clear out, there'll be some pretty nice views, I imagine. Rainy day, hiker, top-notch cuisine, English muffin, and cream cheese gobs. Delicious. Well, this view just popped up on me. Those craggy looking peaks over there. Well, I think that might be the Castle Crags Wilderness. That's what I'm about to enter. And it's just been cloudy, rainy, and then all of a sudden, there it was. The sun is coming in at just the right angle to hit those rocks. And the clouds are just blowing right across them. Pretty cool campsite here last night. Just a nice little divot in the ground. I saw a big millipede crawling right around here last night when I got up to pee. Right near where my head was, but wasn't crawling on me, so whatever, you know. I'm here in Dunsmuir, about a week left on trail, and stayed at this cool place, the Hotel Dunsmuir. It's in the Guinness Book of World Records as the upside down hotel. The floors go first and then down to second, third, etc. And they definitely gave us the hiker hookup here, so if you're coming through Dunsmuir on the trail, check them out. getting a grand view of the last couple days hiking. There are the Castle Crags. Came right around those a few days ago, just before Dunsmuir. Dunsmuir is kind of at the bottom on the other side. And there's a little guy out here. Not sure what mountain that is. And then Shasta. Finally getting closer to it. It rained last week, and the whole mountain was white all the way down to the tree line. And then yesterday, it was melted about up to there. And now today, it's melted even further. It's like nature TV. Every day is a new episode. Some more nice hills here in Northern California. Just a couple days south of Dunsmuir, Castella, Mount Shasta, those three on the I-5. I'm in the home stretch now. Got a few things to look forward to. Bernie Falls, Hat Creek Rim, which is gonna be a big water carry, I believe. And then town of Old Station will be my next stop, and then I'll be in Chester. So I'm going past Rock Creek here, and one of the things I've been looking forward to in this section of the trail is Bernie Falls, which I'm about 5 miles away from. So if this is any indication of the kind of terrain I'm getting into, it's gonna be a pretty neat day. Place is hypnotizing. Bernie Falls. I'm here at the Wild Bird Cache. Soda's in the cooler over there. This is the trail going right through here. And a big cabinet full of food for hikers. Places to sit. This is some of the best trail magic I've had. Make my way out into the Hat Creek Rim area. You can see all this out here. It's just been flat, exposed walking. And the sun's beating down. But I can imagine it being a lot hotter in August. Getting back into the volcanic territory too. I guess Mount Lassen. Well, this is the rim. the Hat Creek Rim. It's cool in a kind of intense way, super windy, and you just follow it all the way along for like 20-30 miles. So, one of the last little adventures I get to have here is a walk through this subway tunnel outside Old Station, which is actually just a big magma cave, and it's like 1/3 of a mile through it. So, I'm gonna check it out. Boiling Springs Lake, volcanic lake. Smells very sulfury and steaming pretty good. Well, there's Highway 36 to Chester behind me, which means I've completed my through hike. Full through hike for 2015, 2,650 miles. I left Ashland, where I was in Canada, on October 4th. Left Ashland on October 12th and got here on October 26th. So I'm glad I did it. I'm glad to have done it. And I'm also glad to be going home.